All right, our next act is going to do a little stand-up comedy for you. Please welcome to the stage Specialist Timothy Kerrigan.
Woo! Hey there, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah! Everybody having a good time? Yeah. The advertising for the show said there was going to be musicians, singers, dancers, and more. I'm the more. Glad I didn't go with my first instinct and do Pretty Girl Bag. Let me take a minute and introduce myself. My name's Tim Kerrigan. I'm an E4 in the Army, which, if you don't know, means that you may be special and you may be specialer, but I'm specialist. I'm a 25 Romeo, which is a visual information equipment operator maintainer. Sure sounds a whole lot cooler than cameraman. But it's a pretty good job for me. I think it's going to be good. A whole lot better fit than something like Navigator. I don't have a good sense of direction. I could get lost in a bathroom stall. Always been that way, and people have always said, well, you shouldn't be afraid to ask for directions. The thing is, it's not a matter of being afraid, it's that it won't do any good. I ask somebody for directions, they instantly turn into Charlie Brown's teacher. Oh, you need to go to the PX. Well, just and you ask for directions. How do people always end their directions? You can't miss it. See, to me, that sounds like a dare. Oh, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? I can't miss it? Well, just watch me. Of course, you never know who you're getting directions from. I mean, people ask me for directions all the time. I figure they get what they deserve. Oh, you're looking for the PX? Okay, just go up 2 blocks, make a right. Now, that used to be a one-way street. They just haven't taken the signs down yet. Go up about half a block, make a left. Now, you're going to have to give it some gas to be able to jump the curb. Don't worry, the general said he doesn't mind people cutting through his yard. Just follow it around. You can't miss it. But before this, I was trained as a Korean interpreter. Not the best job around for me. Maybe because I don't think I got the right instruction. Instead of interpreter, it was more like interpretive dancer. Sir, the enemy is planning on moving across the border, bringing with them infantry and tanks. Thank you. My ultimate career goal is to be a chaplain. I've preached for about 12 years. And you know what's the funniest thing? When people in the Army find out that I'm a preacher, they instantly lose about half their vocabulary. I gotta say, for the most part, I do like being in the Army. It's a little nerve-wracking being this close to the NSA. I feel like I ought to be wearing a tinfoil hat most of the time. Not that I have anything to hide. The only thing I gotta really make a comment about, though, is my first sergeant. My first sergeant is the nicest, most considerate guy I've ever met. Now, I will say, enlisting in the Army after age 40 is a little bit different than it is for a lot of people. For one thing, the physical exam is a little more thorough. I had a hard time actually getting in because I couldn't find medical documentation for some hospital visits. I had to tell them, okay, yes, I broke my arm. It was during the Ford administration. The doctor's dead. The hospital's a Walmart now. And I got the funny feeling that if it hasn't bothered me now, it's not going to keep me from doing my job in the future. But they make certain allowances for me being over 40. My canteen's full of Metamucil. The PT tests are a little bit easier because I don't actually have to do any push-ups. They figure if I can get that on the ground, that's good enough. If I can do a sit-up without breaking a hip. They do keep testing me to make sure I'm not losing my memory. And they keep testing me to make sure I'm not losing my memory. But I don't feel like I'm really getting that much older. Now I've got younger buddies who are always wanting me to go and, do things with them. The only problem, these guys are into like the extreme sports, they're into skydiving and bungee jumping. I say, listen, I'm married with 3 kids. I've got enough adrenaline. Not that I'm saying anything bad about marriage. Because number one, I've been married to a wonderful woman for 20 years now. Whoa. And second of all, she might hear it, so I'm not going to say anything bad about marriage. My wife isn't here tonight because she's got a little problem with stage fright. She's got such an extreme case of stage fright. She gets butterflies in her stomach when the president's giving a speech. But everybody's got talents in different areas. She's a great cook, not like her mother. I go over to visit her. She makes hash blacks for us every morning. She was going to write a cookbook once, but she was told not to. Her lawyer said that would be considered premeditation.